Morning, everyone. So, as you know, I am always trying to look for ways to have wellness, to calm that chatter in my mind, calm the worries, to live a life of peace. And I've been doing really well with like body and mind, I guess, as far as nutrition. I've been doing really well with going to the gym, getting more muscles. Feeling good that way. I'm doing really well with my diet. It's gotten to where it's a total routine now and it's not hard anymore and it's just part of who I am, which is amazing. But I still find that I battle worries constantly that can kind of attempt to overtake my mind. They don't, but they try. So the last couple days, I've been listening to some really, really great podcasts, which always come to the rescue. And I kind of came up with a little plan based on a couple podcasts that I was listening to. I was listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he was talking about the importance of visualizing the life you want. And I knew that, but I couldn't really get into that state. And so what he recommended was putting your hands on your heart, shutting your eyes, and just taking deep breaths while you feel your heartbeat. And as soon as I do that, it's almost like you just instantly drop down into this high, more anxious to So that's the first step of getting into a more meditative state so that you can deal with these chronic worries and get into a higher state of consciousness. Where you're living from your soul and not from your ego. So step number 1, put your hands on your heart, take deep breaths, just focus on those deep breaths just for a few minutes. I won't do it for a few minutes because I don't think you want to watch me breathe for a few minutes. Maybe you do, I don't know. The next step is, and this came from, so that was from Dr. Joe Dispenza. The next step came from, I was watching a podcast with Dr. Mark Hyman and Dr. Andrea Pennington, I think, and she was talking about the way to bring those subconscious thoughts from your subconscious and then recreate the life you want instead of constantly just rethinking the same things over. And we all know that we do that. We generally have the same worries, the same pattern that just circles our head every day. And you know what? It's annoying. So she said the first step is to, when you're doing those, whatever you're doing to get into that meditative state, like the deep breathing I just recommended with your hand on your heart, she said pay attention to whatever thoughts are coming to your mind and don't judge them. Don't think they're wrong. She said just acknowledge them and you can write them down. So the first thing I wrote, I cut my journal into 4 sections. And in the first section, I'm writing thoughts, reoccurring thoughts. Okay? I did this morning, and honestly, I just felt so much better after I did it. So first section, you're going to write down your reoccurring thoughts with no judgment. For me, a big one is worrying about my daughter. It's a huge one. That's a big biggie. So I wrote that out this morning and everything that had to do with my worries about her. And just getting it out from your brain to the paper is part of the healing. You can feel it. It's almost like it's just it gets out of my brain and onto the paper and it feels good. The second step that this Dr. Andrea Pennington said is to write about the life you want. So she was saying, you know what, before you were aware of your subconscious, your life was basically driven by this internal dialogue that was created from lots of experience that happened when you were young. We're not conscious, so we're just living in the subconscious. She's like, now that you are aware that your life was created by these subconscious thoughts, you can create the life that you want. I can create the life that I want based on me, Wendy, who I know of myself, and create that life that really represents who I am, represents my soul. So she says, write about the life you want. So the next section, number 2, write about the life you want. So what are elements of the life you want? Like for me, it's traveling more, maybe one day having property and animals on it. It's having lots of great relationships with people and, you know, deepening those relationships even more. It's taking Kaya on adventures. So just writing those out, I think, they didn't say this, but to me, I feel like that helps the visualization process because it's on the paper, so your brain is looking at it as a reality. So that was really cool. And then the next thing she said to do, Dr. Andrea Pennington, was write, here comes my little visitor, who always comes while I'm making my YouTube videos, write about things you are grateful for. Okay, Kaya, can you turn that down? Turn it down. As much as open season is relaxing, turn it down. Kaya, turn it down. So you're going to write about what you're grateful for, because there's so much research about being grateful for what you have. Clean water, a little daughter that wants to come spend time with me. Right now I'm looking out at a beautiful hill with with fall colors, which I normally hate fall, but this fall I'm actually liking fall. I'm grateful for that. So write out what you're grateful for. Okay? And the fourth thing, this was just my little addition, is an inspiring thought for the day. Because I'm a quotes person and I just love quotes and, you know, or the verses from the Bible sometimes or whatever. And I like that, and so I added that. That's my Wendy edition. Inspiring thoughts for the day. And I am going to plan on doing this every morning because I have been really good about my other elements of my morning routine. So I'm going to add this in, and I'm hoping, and if I follow what the research says, that that chatter will get less and less, and the hope and the gratitude will get more and more. So I hope this is helpful to you to overcome the mind chatter and live a conscious life. And now you're going to see me do it quickly on high speed. Bye.